So wait, what you telling me is, or should I say, have you ever thought about committing suicide?
Many times. And it's weird because it's a thought that comes and goes.
Yeah.
And it creeps up on you. It's very weird. Not many people have seen the battles that I fight behind the scenes, but there will be times where I lock myself in the room, turn the curtains down, the whole day I'll just be. That's where I saw racism.
Is it?
What it is.
How was racism in Romford?
You know, it was subtle. You know.
With Mr. D. How you doing, Bosa?
Hey, I'm fine, please.
Are you ready for this?
I'm ready for it, man. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
You've come a long way, man.
Yeah?
Now that we're finding signals here,
yeah.
It's really beautiful to see, man.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming on my platform, man. I've been chasing you for a while.
Hey, too long.
Yeah.
But you know this life, we're very busy. So.
England, isn't it?
England, yeah.
Yo.
Here you work.
Yeah.
And you work some more.
That's it.
So if we don't have a country, it would have been different. Yeah, boy. So yeah, it would have been different. But yeah, man, thanks for having me.
Nah, no worries, man. If there's anybody maybe somebody's watching, they're thinking, who is D, bro? Like, who D? Where does he come from? What's hello P? Or feeling in England?
Yeah, I was born in Durban.
Sure.
In South Africa. So, King Edward Hospital.
Yeah.
So, you know, I grew up in Durban. Then I came to the UK when I was 9.
Oh.
So, you know, when I came here, I was lucky. I already knew English. So it wasn't, you know, that transition.
Yeah.
Because I have friends who come to whatever country they're going to, they don't know English.
Yeah.
And they have to learn, but I already knew English. So, you know, I settled quite well.
That's dope, man. So have you got any brothers and sisters?
So, I'm the oldest of 6.
Right. So they look up to you?
I haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah, but thinking.
Well, it's nice to be a big brother. You know what I'm saying? So it's like my mom and dad split when I was 14.
Okay.
So when they split, obviously I've got a sister from the same mom and dad.
Yeah.
So there's 2 of us, and then from my dad's side there's 2 brothers.
Yeah.
And my mom's side there's 2 sisters.
Oh.
But my mom is back in South Africa now.
Okay.
You know, she didn't really want to stay here. And then when she was out there,
yeah,
had 2 more sisters. So, you know, a lot of people said, you know, Deon is very fiery.
Yeah.
You know, he's very angry sometimes, as you could see on the football pitch.
Yeah.
But I would say where it really started was my mom and dad divorcing.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, because I could tell, like, sometimes we laugh, we make jokes, and because every time I see you, bro, me and you, we just laugh. I don't know where that came from. Like, every time like, it's just that laughter.
Yeah.
But behind that laugh or behind that smile, I can tell there's a different side of you, or there's a different person. Yeah. And I always ask myself, where does that come from? Where is that anger coming from, if I may call it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know, I get what you're saying. It's like, it's weird because it's like, I love people.
Yeah.
And I really care for people.
Sure.
I like to look after people and stuff like that. But deep down, when we're laughing and stuff like that, there's a lot of pain that's inside. And I'd say it really accumulated when there was divorce. I'm really someone who likes to be cared for. Yeah. Because I care for others. Yeah. So when they don't care for me, you know, it's a bit. So yeah, the anger started there. But yeah, when I'm with people, I'm a people's person. But inside, there is something that's there, and I don't like to be disrespected. Like, yeah.
How do you feel about divorce, though, in general?
I wish it wasn't there.
Yeah.
Because what people don't understand, whatever the 2 people do, the mom and the dad,
sure,
whatever they do, it affects the kids, because the kids are the ones that are learning. So when my mom and dad divorced, whether rightly so or not.
Yeah.
It really affected me and my sister.
Yeah.
Because me and my sister have to deal with that. Although they've moved on,
Yeah.
me and my sister have to deal with that. Do you know what I'm
I
saying?
mean, how did it happen? Did they ask you how you feel about it? I mean, you're the oldest one, so did they say anything? Did you have a say into it, or there was none of that?
So this is what I would like to say about black parents. Even to this day, I do not know what happened between my mom and dad.
Oh, so you didn't get a chance to get involved, or there was no explanation?
They never sat us down to tell us, hey, this is what happened. This is what happened between us. They kept it a secret. Yeah. Thinking they're trying to protect us.
Damn. And it does the opposite, actually.
It does the opposite, actually. It actually damaged us because it's weird, MD, because it's like in my mom when I grew up, and this is not me speaking bad about my parents or anything like that, but you know, we do something wrong. Yeah. We get
Telindo.
Yeah. Big time. So it made us have two personalities. Yeah. You know, you learn to hide things, be secretive. Yeah. You learn to, you learn to be normal, but sometimes you have there's a darker side to you because you're trying to, look good to that person so they don't see you a certain way. Yeah. So that's what it was. So we weren't very open with my mom and dad. It wasn't very open with my sister. Okay. And that's the deep part. Okay. Yeah. So the parents separate. You still in SA at this point? Are you what? You going to school? Are you playing football? Are you playing rugby? Which sports are you playing? So I actually started football very late. Is it? Yeah. That's hard to believe, bro. Yeah, very late. Because I played football with you. One thing I can say about you is, your strength is you know how to protect the ball. That's one thing. As much as when you give it to D, he might hold it too long, which is one thing that you need to work on. But when it comes to protecting, shielding the ball, or movement, or creating something, I know that we kind of safe. So it's easy to give it to you because I know my guy. I know he's gonna keep it. You know what I mean? Do you know what it is? Sometimes why I hold it for long. It's the trust. Do you trust the players that you're playing with? When I play with other guys, maybe in a different league, yeah. One touch. Oh, because you've got faith in them. Yeah. So it's a trust thing. Not to say, because I'm holding it because I don't trust you because you're not good enough. It's just I want to protect you. I'd rather I have it and make the mistake than give it to you and you lose it and then they break on us in school. So I'd rather take that responsibility. And that's how I've always been. You know what I'm saying? I've never looked at it that way, man. Yeah, that's the honest truth. That's a good point, actually. So if you're holding the ball, you're thinking, should I not? Because obviously you've never played with these people, or you don't know if he's going to pass or whatnot. But the people that they're on your level, there's that trust where you just do it without even thinking. Just one touch. I even don't look. Just one touch and then we move forward. But it's like, you see, football, this is going to be weird what I'm going to say. Okay. Try me. Football says a lot about your personality. Do you know? How you play says a lot about your personality. Yeah. Do you know that? I suppose. I mean, I know with basketball, that's what they say. I suppose with football it must be the same as well. With sports, it says how you play says a lot about you. So that thing of, like I said, I care for people. It's where I hold on to for too long, not because I think you're not good enough, but it's just in case you lose it, we're under pressure. I'll take the blame for that. Yeah, we can move forward. And you've seen my ability. Yeah. Who was your idol growing up? Like, who did you look up to? Ronaldinho. First of all, which team do you support in South Africa? South Africa, Sundowns. Sundowns. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Yeah. I should be Amazulu because I'm from Durban. Yeah, Sundowns. So, who did you look up to? Not in South Africa, but just abroad, just in general. As not in football, just in football. We talking about football. Ronaldinho. Yeah, I can relate. He's a magnet. Ronaldinho was my guy. Them 2 years, I was just watching him. Yeah. Players like Zinedine Zidane. Yeah. It's the footwork. Zizou, that's my guy. Zizou, just the poetry in motion, how they play football. Sometimes I wish I didn't come to this country. I wish I went to Spain or somewhere in South America where football is art. It's played. It's like a dance. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. We're here, boom. kick
long
and run.
balls,
Yeah, like, yeah.
We're gonna get into that because I know there's a point where you went to China or it was Japan or something like that. But before we get there, how do you then get to the UK? Because you're in South Africa, you're with your parents, and then they divorce. You're going through all these things.
Yeah.
How does it happen that you come to the UK,
So,
and why the UK?
Yeah. So my dad gets a job offer. So my dad was a doctor out in Durban, in South Africa. So he came here.
Yeah.
He came first.
Okay.
And then me and my sister followed after.
Yeah.
And then that's how I first came to the country. I was still a minor. I was 10 years old.
Oh, so did you come with him as he was getting there?
Yeah.
So he didn't come here first and then bring you. You just
No, that's what I mean. He came here first.
Okay.
And then I came after.
Okay.
Yeah, me and my sister.
And transition, how did you find it?
It wasn't that hard.
Okay.
Because, as I said earlier, I knew English.
Yeah.
Just learning the lingo in terms of how they speak here.
Yeah.
Because where we lived was in a place called Romford, so it's Essex.
Oh.
So you know how they speak in Essex.
Yeah. I'm from Essex, so yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Romford. Is that where
you? Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was Romford and a little place called Harold Hill.
Yeah.
That's where I first moved. Then after that, I moved to a place called Gideon Park. Now, that's where I saw racism.
Is it?
What it is.
How was racism in Romford?
It was subtle. You know someone is racist.
Yeah.
But they wouldn't make it clear to you. But they have these thoughts.
What do you think? I don't know how to ask this question. What do you think causes? I know there was like slavery and all those kind of things. What do you think causes racism? What's the root of racism? In your opinion?
That's a very good question. In my opinion, I think it's how people are taught. It's how people are taught. It's people's ways of life. That's what I think.
Okay.
Because like I said, whatever the parents do affects the children. So it's your environment. It's how you're taught. It's how you move. Really,
Okay.
I don't think racism. I can grow up as a kid and grow up and learn to spot a difference and learn to love that difference.
Yeah.
Or it could be the other way around. So I think it's like a domino effect where people's influences, people's environment shapes you. That's my opinion.
Okay. So you moved from Romford. The racism is a bit subtle.
Yeah.
Where do you go? You said you went to.
So I went to Gideon Park.
And that's where you now discovered the proper
racism,
top-notch
racism. Racism. So there was 3 of us.
Yeah.
In terms of like black boys.
Yeah.
It was all similar age, and there was white boys in terms of probably about 20 of them. That's where I learned how to fight as well. That's when I learned how to survive.
Oh shit! Yeah. Did you ever get in a fight like in school?
Many fights in school, in the area that I lived.
Yeah.
But what I liked about that time, a fight was a fight. It wasn't stabbing or
It was like fist.
It was fist.
Yeah,
and when you're finished, you shake hands. But
Were you good at it?
I learned how to fight from there, so I can hold it. And that anger, that drive, I've always been someone with a chip on my shoulder, so I've always had that drive, that anger. So you fight.
Yeah.
But I think one thing that really where it made us all respect each other. Obviously, it was the fighting.
Yeah.
But also the football, because we had a cage.
Oh.
We played cage football.
Yeah.
Now that's where I really learned my skills.
Yeah. That makes sense, man. Because with the anger thing, I remember which game was it? Where you got a red card. Damn.
Yeah.
I was so pissed off with you, bro. I was so pissed off with you, and I was like, with this kind of attitude, with the skill that you have, that's what's gonna sabotage you. And I'd never seen you. I think I've seen you get angry and whatnot, but when it happened like that, I was so furious because we got to a point. I think I nearly punched you or something. I can't remember. I got to the club.
Yeah.
Is that something that happens during your football career? Is it something that's been happening? Is it something that you experience a lot?
It's happened quite a bit, but the reason why it sometimes happens is I feel misunderstood.
Okay.
I feel misunderstood because I'm not fighting because obviously I'm fighting because I have a passion for the game.
Yeah.
And I want to win. but sometimes I'm fighting because, like I said, I don't like to feel mistreated or unfair. So I feel disrespected. So I have that chip on my shoulder that I can't take disrespect. So I'm gonna defend myself at all times. Like I said, when I was in Gideon Park, and these guys were racist. They're trying to fight us. We fight back. So I've always had that fight back attitude at all times. And I remember that game actually because you did want to hit me.
I think so.
But I felt so bad because someone who respects you so much. You know, you're like a big brother to me.
Sure.
So that I let you down, I felt so bad at the same time. You know, so.
Because he did apologize after the game, and I kind of understood as well. I was like, nah, but he's my boy. Funny enough, you look up to me, I look up to you, man. I was talking to, I think it's Mozi or one of the guys as well. Like, it's funny that we all look up to each other. Even like with the DJs, like when we play, somebody comes to me like, yo, MD, I'm really proud of what you're doing. I look up to you. And I'm like, dude, I look up to you. What are you talking about? You know what I mean? So it's good that you recognize that and you took it serious and it affected you. And I can see that there was some changes. Because I think we did play other games.
We did.
Remember the 9-a-side? And I saw you trying to be on time as well. What's the issue with us? When I say us, I don't want to say black people, but I want to say maybe I would say South Africans, because most of the time I spend time with guys from South Africa and play football together. Why don't we respect time, bro? Like, why don't we value time?
There is a question I'm still learning myself about South Africans, and I think that we don't really respect time or take things too seriously. We're just very chilled. It goes for just how we are, even back at home, you know. But it's not meant to be a disrespect. It's just how we are as South Africans. We're very laid back, chilled. We just want to have a good time. So groover, you know. We're just.
It's a time groove.
It's just like I said to you, like culture, you know, environment plays a big part on how you are. So I just think we're very chill people like that.
But how were you with time? Was your dad punctual at school? Were you on time? I don't know, going to varsity and things like that. Were you punctual?
I'm very bad with time.
Is it?
I'll make that straight. I'm very bad with time.
I'm
just very, relaxed. Even for training sessions, I'll be late, get fined. And it's like, I'm one of them people where I say to myself, I don't want to be there too early. I don't want to be there on time. I just want to come after. And it's such a bad attitude.
Do you think attention? Normally they say like when you go to a party and you're dressed up, and those who are like just a little bit late is because they want everybody to know like they have arrived.
There you go.
Attention.
Just a little bit of what was that? You just come in, you know. You don't mean it to be like that. You tell yourself that's not how it is, but subconsciously that's how it really is, you know. I remember when I went to your event. You said on the WhatsApp, arrive at 10 p.m. I said, nah, I'm gonna arrive at 11. But the attitude there.
And the thing is, the last entry, if the last entry is meant to be 11:30, and then the owner said, "Oh, just tell people to last entry 11:30." I was like, "No, not these people, bro. You gotta say like 9 or 10, and then they'll come later. But they'll be on time. They won't know, but they'll come later." But anyway, somebody compiled some questions for me here, so I'm just gonna pick one of the cards, and then I just ask you about. What do you think about, let's leave this one first. Let's leave that one first. Boom. Football career and injuries. Yes.
Yeah, sure.
This is the part where you said to me you went to, was it China?
Japan.
Yeah. How did you get the chance to go to Japan? How did it happen? And tell me what happened when you got to Japan and how did it affect you?
Yeah, so at that time, I was getting sort of to the later part, my mid-20s. So I think I was 23, and I was playing a showcase game. Showcase game is basically where a lot of talented guys come in, they play a game and the scouts watch it.
Okay.
So
are you playing for your own team or?
They mix you.
Okay.
They mix you. So let's say there's 21 guys. We all get mixed and we play a game. And whatever the scouts like, they pick.
But is that when you're in Japan?
This is when I'm here.
Oh, here, okay.
I'm talking about, the process.
The process,
I got picked. So, one day, guy approaches me, we like you, you know, what do you think about this? Took my number, we got talking, and then this one day they called me and said there's an opportunity to go to Japan.
Did you believe them at that time? When they approached you, did you think,
yeah,
this is a scam, this is real, or did it sound legit?
Because of so much pain, it was the way he presented to me was legit.
Yeah.
But I didn't believe it. I just thought it was something that was just walk past,
Yeah, the reason why I'm asking this is because of the trust
Yeah.
issue thing that you have.
There's no trust in football.
Yeah.
So, but then as time got closer, this thing was getting real. Because it's like, okay, come in our office. They had an office in London.
Yeah.
Had a little interview. They saw my clips. They loved what they saw. And that's when really I transitioned from left wing attacking mid to more deeper midfield. Yeah. So my position had changed. My game was turning a bit different.
Is that your favorite position?
The number 6. I feel because of the attributes I have, I think I'm suited for that position. A lot of people see me as a 10, but I see myself as a 6. I don't know, what do you...
I think more as a 10, because I feel like when you're up front, you can cause more damage.
Yeah.
Unlike when you're more deep, you've got too many players to take on before you actually get to the end goal.
Yeah.
So if your aim was to score more goals, then you'd be a number 10. But if your aim was to maybe create or assist, if you had somebody that you trust up front, then number 6 would be good for you, if you know what I mean. Yeah. So if the team really needed you, I think number 10 suits you more, because once you get the ball, there's only one or two to beat and to score.
Yeah, it makes sense. Obviously, because as I'm getting older, it's slowing down a bit. 6 is
6
more,
makes sense. Yeah,
get it. Just distribute.
Yeah,
you can cheat the game a little bit.
Yeah.
But so they saw my game, and then I went all of a sudden. Can we have your passport? Can we have this? Oh, we've sorted out your visa. You'll be staying this long.
Yeah,
would have Zoom meeting. Well, not Zoom at the time. It was more. Is it Microsoft Teams?
Microsoft, yeah.
Meetings, and then it got done. It really started to settle when I was on the plane.
Taking off.
Yeah, I'm going to.
When was it? How old were you at this time?
25.
25.
Yeah, 25.
And as this is happening, you're thinking dream come true, or you're thinking?
I'm thinking because of the disappointment. Once again, it's like, let's just see what happens. Let's go there and just let me bring the best version of myself, and let's see what we can do. So I got there. It was so amazing.
Is it?
Because we're playing in stadiums. You're playing in front of 30,000 fans, and the fans there are different.
Yeah.
I'm one of
30,000
fans.
Do you get nervous before the game?
You're more fired up.
Even before the game, like
the night before, you're thinking what you're gonna do. But obviously, you're thinking what you're gonna do, but you're not sure what you're gonna expect when you get to the stadium.
Yeah.
You get to the stadium, the fans are roaring. Your home fans,
adrenaline is pumping.
You just want you play. Actually, you play better when you play in front of people in the stadium. That's what I think.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're always just ready. So I played my first game. They played me as a 10.
And how was your first game?
One of the best games I've had. One of the best games I had, because it was like they play differently to how we play. Sort of here.
How so?
They're more very basic. 1 touch, 2 touch move. And it's more, things are more done robotically.
Yeah.
But they can run. As for me, I came.
Yeah.
I've got my own street flair. Sometimes I can.
The energy shine.
And growing up in South Africa, the gassy flavor.
Yeah.
Football. We've just got our own way. So it's like, okay, I was in SA. I came when I was very young to the UK, but I've still got that little SA flair. That's there. You've seen it as well. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, this player is very unique.
Because back home they encourage that.
Yeah. I don't agree with it.
I don't agree with it as well. That's why we're not in the World Cup. But carry on. Sorry to cut you.
No, so that's what happened. First game played. Became one of the fans' favorite. I've got a sign upstairs in my room where there's a board that says Deon, best foreign player, and then obviously as we're playing, playing throughout the league during that year, it's like other teams now, they know who I am.
Yeah.
You're starting to see players who recognize you even before you've ever met them.
Right.
Okay, okay. But they've done some research, because obviously you watch other teams' game and you analyze and you come up with a strategy. It was proper, professional, and it was really good, man. It was really enjoyable.
So games go on, and then do you guys win the tournament? What happened?
Now the tournament, the league, first of all, we won our group.
Yeah.
So the league, so they do like a league, then they do like a playoff.
Mm-hmm.
So we kind of won the league that we were in.
Yeah.
And then we went into a tournament. The tournament was like the winners of the very different regions.
Yeah.
And we went to the semi-final. The semi-final was the biggest, because there were 50,000 fans that were there.
Wow.
You know, it was crazy.
I can imagine 50,000 people.
Yeah. It was absolutely crazy. And I would say that is probably my top 3 best game ever.
And how's your discipline? How's your time? How's your anger? Because now you're out of the country. Now you see a big opportunity.
Going out there, I learned a lot. Asia, they're very humble, they're very calm. They know how to deal with things.
Yeah.
So I actually, in the background, training. When I got there, I was very fiery. I was very I started to learn. Okay, it was a really good experience for the football side, and in terms of maturity. Started to learn different things. Okay, this is how they behave, because it was one of them ones where there's no ego, or not so much ego there, because it's like even before we train, we'll come in, we'll form a circle, we'll greet each other. You know, even when we're playing other teams after the game, you know, we'll stand in the line and we'll bow.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
things like
discipline,
that. That's
bro.
discipline. They're very disciplined out there.
Yeah.
So I learned a lot. And
Wow.
the person you're competing with for that position, you're learning from him as well. Okay, how does he?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it was a really life changing. Yeah.
Corona, man.
Corona. You're bringing it back.
Man. Yeah. So carry on.
Yeah, it's like the different disciplines that they have, and just the dedication in games. You know, here in Europe, in the UK and Europe, you know, when you're coming from academy, you've got that little bit of ego to just, you know, not look down on people, but floss your money. It's just like pop culture. It's like rappers. You just want to show off. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
But there it's like how they take their football as if it's a job. Like, I've got to do this, and I've got to focus. And it's just like, and then I learned so much. You know, if I could go back, you know, just be a few years younger, I could go back. I would really love to have the experience again.
Did you get injured when you went there?
Oh, many times. Injury was part of the game. I think the biggest injury I had was meniscus tear.
What does that mean?
Oof. It was right here on the side. 2 guys came, tackled me at once.
Oof.
So it was very painful.
So is that why you came back?
That's why I came back.
Okay.
Yeah, I couldn't move for a while. Because obviously, if I stay out there, it wouldn't make sense for me, because it was like, I had my translator. And literally I could...
translator?
Yeah, I had a translator, someone who speaks for me in terms of when I speak, he translates.
Bro, how was that? Tell me about that. I couldn't imagine like having a translator.
It was alright. Yeah, it was actually not too bad. Because
so even with the girls, like, you need a translator. Hi.
Couldn't really focus. That's what sucked, is because like they're not used to black guy.
Yeah.
I'm not used to Asian girls, so it's just a focus. You're in the house and you go training, you play games. That's it.
Yeah. Okay.
Otherwise, you're just bored most of the time. So when I came back, it was just a time to just.
And I remember me and you having a conversation, and we spoke about the UK. You're like, you know, this place can really be lonely. And then we spoke about depression, and we spoke about like the mental health, the fact that men can't really express themselves. You can't really speak out, because obviously it's shamed on for somebody to speak out or express themselves. So I want to ask you, in terms of mental health, would you say the football the divorce, the UK, because now you came to the UK,
Yeah.
it's a lonely place. Now you moved to Japan, it's a place where you're playing football, but going back to your room, you're just on your own.
Yeah.
How did that affect your mental health?
So, yeah, you're right. In terms of, obviously, there were uncovered things that were there. So, the divorce, not being able to talk out,
Yeah.
because from young, we weren't really able to express ourselves. We always had to look good in front of our parents,
Yeah.
as if everything was alright, but actually you're keeping things in.
Mm.
Football was in your head. You have a dream.
Yeah.
You have a goal that you want to go for, but it doesn't go exactly how you
the
want.
way you want. Yeah.
So that's another disappointment. And it's like, as well, you're trying different things, trying to survive life, but just things are not happening. So what happens? Your mind kind of shuts down. I'm very impressed that you've actually very attentive like that you're able to see a different person, because not many people see that.
Yeah.
So actually, you can feel very lonely. You can feel very alone in terms of whatever you're fighting. Not many people have seen the battles that I fight behind the scenes, but there will be times where I lock myself in the room, turn the curtains down. The whole day I'll just be sleeping, or I'll just be thinking about something, and it's just a battle. But then coming out, hey, I'm fine, how you doing? Yeah.
So you put on that mask.
You put on that mask, and it's really sad, because a lot more people are going through these things. And for me, I'm not really much of a drinker or a party person, because I've always had a discipline to play football. That's my happiness, that's my release. But a lot of people, you see them in the clubs, you see them in places that we go. Yeah. That's the release.
That's the release. That when you're drinking
and partying. Release. Yeah. It's like, people fighting things out there, but we just don't speak about it because we want to look good. Yeah. And for us guys, we want to get a girl in a bed, so we don't want to.
Don't want to look bad.
Don't want to look bad, yeah.
Would you say you've gone through? I need to be careful on this one because I don't really understand depression. Yeah. You know what I mean? I've heard people talk about it. I've read about it. I don't really understand it. Do you think at some point you went through depression?
100%. Did
you have anyone to talk to?
It depends. It depends how you are. So with myself, it's like I have tried to speak to people, but it's like, no, you'll be okay. You'll be okay. You'll be fine. There's not someone who's sat down with. Not many have sat down with me. It's only lately it's happened, but not many have sat down with me and said, "D, talk about how you feel. Just let it out.
Express yourself.
Express yourself. Just let it out." But to be fair, for a long time, as you saw in football, you saw me very angry, and that although I'm playing a game that I love and I'm very passionate, other things come out that are dark. Yeah. But because as we're sitting down here, I wouldn't really express it. I would really keep it down. It shows on the football pitch. And something I love. Yeah. Then it shows, okay.
So it's the anger.
Yeah.
All right.
I've gone through depression. Even I think the biggest one is suicidal thoughts, because it's like you keep failing at this. You know your life is not looking how it looked when it was in your mind as you were growing. Maybe you're not where you want to be, and it's like, what's the point of being here? But then it's so sad because you don't think about what other people think about you. You don't think about how your family would feel if you took your life. You don't think about how people like yourself, your friends, how would they feel when you take your life? Because they value you. Although they don't see what's going on and how you're thinking, if they had to lose you, they would lose someone that's very precious. Yeah, exactly.
So wait, what you're telling me is, or should I say, have you ever thought about committing suicide?
Many times. And it's weird because it's a thought that comes and goes. Yeah. And it creeps up on you. It's very weird.
Have you ever tried committing suicide? Like take anything or try to harm yourself or anything like that?
Definitely. I'm a person that doesn't like. I never want to commit suicide and feel pain. It's a small thing of something where I would like to sleep and then never wake up again. So you think I used to even plot different ideas on what I can do, so I don't wake up in the morning. That could just it went very dark. Yeah, it was very dark, and you know, and also it's important to talk to people who've been through such experiences, because many people are going through this, but we just don't see it.
You don't have time to talk or express yourself.
Exactly.
What gave you the reason not to do it? Like, what came to your mind and you thought, nah, I can't do this?
I think one time I sat down and I was in a dark place. I was in a room. I already knew what to do to take my life slowly and like without having any pain. And I thought about my nephew.
Is he still alive?
My nephew is he's only 2 years old.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, at that time I think he was about 1. So this was like last year or so. I think that's really the last time I really thought about doing stuff like that. And you're thinking to yourself, how can I be so selfish and take away? Although he doesn't know me now.
Yeah.
But there'll always, let's say I did it, there'll always be a thing of, oh, you had an uncle, or your uncle was like this, or was that, and then you will think,
yeah.
And then you'll see pictures. Oh, this is my uncle.
You never got a chance to.
To know him. My uncle.
Yeah.
He took him. You know what I'm saying? So I thought about that. I thought about how my dad would feel.
Yeah.
My son has died before me.
Yeah.
It should be me, then my son. Then you think about your friends. I think my friend that just got married. Sorry, he was gonna get married. I think it was in 2 weeks. So I was thinking to myself, if I do this, that wedding will happen, yes.
Yeah.
But
you're not gonna be there.
I'm not gonna be there. And amongst the friends that will be there, they'll be saying, let's propose a toast to Deon. Rest in peace. It will take away from the limelight of the wedding, but it will be like, oh, do you know what I'm saying? So all these things I started to think about. And
do the boys know about this? When I say the boys, I'm talking about the guys that we playing football with, like the South African group. Do the boys know that you've gone through such and you've even got to a point where you nearly took your life?
A few know. Not everyone knows. I think as I've grown up, I'm now starting to really express what I was going to do and stuff like that, to try and just open up and maybe try and help someone who's going through this. You know, we don't know who might be listening to this podcast.
That's true, man.
You know, this could save a life. And it's like it's not worth it, but it's important to speak. So yeah, there's a few guys that know. To what extent, I'm not too sure, but there's a few guys that know.
Because for me, one other thing that gave it away was, I don't know if you remember me texting you randomly saying, yo, D, are you good? Are you okay? It's your Facebook status. Sometimes people don't know that, when you post something, or when you post a picture, or when you post a story, whatnot, subconsciously, you're talking to people, but you might not know that. Like, for instance, if you've gone through a breakup, you might say something about a breakup. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, or whatever. So sometimes on Facebook, you'd be so random, and I'd read your post. I'd be like, nah, that doesn't make sense. Because you're someone that I saw last week. If I saw you last week, we played a football game, we lost, and then maybe you type something like, I love football, I can't believe I lost, it would make sense. But if I saw you like 2 days ago, we're playing football, you're talking about fuck people or like said something that's off. I'm like, shit, I don't know if this is cool. And I would read your statuses, I'll try to reach out. Sometimes I'll call you and you'll be like, no, MD, and I'll be like, nah, man, I don't think my guy is good. You know, that's why then every time when I see you, I'll try to pay a bit of attention. And I did a bit of research about mental health, depression, and those kind of things. The fact that people can hide behind their smile and whatnot. And for me, it's a bit confusing because some people will be asking me, dude, why are you always happy? And I'm like, no, it's not happiness, it's energy. Like I've got energy, you know what I mean? And then, but for somebody who doesn't have energy, then the depression thing, it's easy for them to creep up. So for me, I think I survived because the energy's there, like the excitement is there. If I wake up and I'm not feeling good, I'm like, yo, dude, you gotta go for a run. And then I go for a run, and then I come back. When I come back, I feel fresh. If I wake up and I feel like I'm not up to it, then I go to the gym. Coming back from the gym, then I'm good. You know what I mean? But going back to you, you go through these thoughts. When you write stuff on like Facebook, do you know that you're giving a certain impression, or you tell yourself that I don't give a shit? I'm just
Facebook is my playground. I've said so many controversial things on Facebook. People have my Facebook, they see that and they will. So it depends on. Facebook is where I really express myself in terms of the statuses that I write whatever's on my mind.
Yeah.
And sometimes when I'm going through it, it's more, as you're right, as you said, it's more of a subconscious thing.
Yeah.
When maybe I'll put a lyric from a song that's trying to speak that message, or a poetry verse or something like that.
Yeah.
To let people know without trying to say, oh, I'm trying to, why I'm wanting attention or anything. It's just to put it there. And I don't really care how people react. It's just I'll put it there. But for me, that's a cry.
Yeah.
And it's me crying out, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, as you said, you saw some things and you noticed, oh, let me reach out to D. What's really going on?
Yeah.
And I might not tell you, but the mere fact that you show that you care, that goes a long way for a person. There's so much that I've put in there. But MD, like I say, MDK, like I've said, without people really knowing much, I've been close to doing a lot of things that I shouldn't have done. But I'm not at that space. Okay?
No, I can tell. You
not at that space.
No, that's good. Even if you're that space, there's nothing wrong, there's no shame into it. But from me, personally, I want to thank you, to say thank you for not doing it, bro.
Yeah.
Like, thank you very much. I really appreciate that, because you don't know how, if you do it, you don't know how it's going to affect me or how it's going to affect the other person, because I'll be thinking, fuck, I should have spoken to him. I should have asked him if he's okay. Or I should have done, especially the people that are close to you, or would say, oh, fuck, I should have texted him. I should have da-da-da-da, and things like that, And for me, friendship is different. Like, I'm learning here in the UK. Where I'm from, like the loyalty that we were talking about, the friendship. Friendship is when you reach out to someone, just call them randomly. You don't even want anything. And I'll do that. Sometimes I do that, and people get caught off guard. They think maybe I want something. Like, I'll call Muzi, be like, move on. And then in chemo, I do the same thing. But there's some people that when you call them, they just think, they're expecting you to ask for something, like, So I feel like as Amachita, because there is no place for us to express or to talk about those kind of things, the best place or the best people that you can talk to would have to be the guys. There's no other way to go. But in saying that, have you ever been to therapy? Have you ever thought about it?
I have been to therapy before, but the sad thing is when I was younger. Now, recently, it's only when I've sat around people who have been through the same experience.
Yeah.
There's a little group that we're not even official.
Yeah.
We've been through the same thing. And imagine, it's all footballers as well.
Yeah.
We sit down and we talk and we become vulnerable in that moment. Because it's like, how do you feel? Have you been through this depression and stuff like that? And we talk. And you know what? When you leave, you feel much better. When you don't talk, it's like you're storing up, you're getting negative things, and it's like you're storing up poison, and it really gets the body. But when you let it out, it's like you're vomiting it.
Yeah.
So when we're speaking about these things, it's like we're vomiting out all these things, and we're helping one another and getting different ideas on how to cope.
Wow.
Yeah.
The way I look at it, I think, is when you don't talk about it, it's like, imagine you go to the gym, you're benching up, and they put more weights, and you put them down like this. You hold them, and you don't push them up. You keep holding them. Their hands are gonna get tired. Definitely. So you need to release and pull them back.
100%.
That's how I think about it. That if you don't do that, then obviously you're gonna get to a point where you can't lift anymore, and then that's where the suicide and taking your life come into place.
That's a perfect example. Now, another thing is, imagine you do it. You know, you don't know what the next day, the next week, or the next month, or even the next year was going to hold for you. Because it's like you're going through a hard time, but within months you could have had a breakthrough. You could have had that thing that could have happened, but because you've taken your life, it's like we can never know.
You can never know how
you
can fix it.
So this is another thing that a lot of people need to think about. And but I think as humans we need to learn to be more vulnerable, but also for people to allow people to be more vulnerable to each other. It's not a weakness, especially us men. It's not a weakness. You know, I haven't cried in 10 years, so it's not like I'm gonna come and cry, but there's a way that I can be vulnerable in. You know what I'm saying? So nice one, man.
And in closing, I would want to ask, this is a question that I always ask all my guests now. If there's anyone that you would want to give flowers, dead or alive, or that you feel that they deserve flowers, whether it be in your life, in sports, friends, whatever, who would it be?
That is a very good question. It's my granddad.
Yeah.
My granddad. I call him the main Mr. Thwala. My surname is Thwala.
Yeah.
Because this guy was so educated in terms of, and he's someone that really remembered everything to the detail.
Yeah.
And I just loved how he operated, you know, and he was someone that taught us a lot, you know, little quotes that he had. Someone who would get his book down and read.
Yeah.
He was someone that, you know, would really push you and motivate you.
Yeah.
And when he died, it was really sad because when he died, I was probably in this country. I was in South Africa, maybe.
So about that, man. Yeah.
But he was someone, as I was growing up, that really taught me a lot. You know, someone about values. Discipline and values are the biggest things. Obviously, I went my own way and stuff like that, but it's someone that, you know, and I follow the faith today, the Christian faith. Yeah. Because
of him.
Of him. It's really involved. So, my granddad.
Shout out to Mr. Thwala, the real one.
The real one.
That's so good, man.
Yeah, man.
I hope we found the signal, man. Thank you very much for supporting. Subscribe, click the buttons down there. And make sure that you support, man. Tell the other friends to tell the other friends. We're finding the signal. Thank you very much, man. It's your boy, Mr. Woke Up Like This. Mr. D.
Mr. Deon, that's it, man.
Right.
Take care, guys. Voila.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
Hey, good.
Finally, it happened.